Do you know why King Herod's daughter asked for John the Baptist's head after the king asked her to request for anything she desire? Here is what happened. Herodias was formerly married to Herod Philip, the son of Herod the Great, but not the same Philip who ruled in Iturea. This Philip lived a private life in Rome and held no royal title, no throne, no province. He had been passed over in the family power struggle and lived away from the spotlight. Herodias, a woman of ambition, left him to marry his brother, Herod Antipas, who ruled over Galilee. Their union wasn't just controversial. According to Jewish law, Leviticus 18:16, it was unlawful, a blatant act of incestuous adultery. John the Baptist saw it for what it was, and he said so, publicly. Herodias was more than a queen. She was a granddaughter of Herod the Great, born into royal blood but never content with background roles. Beautiful, ambitious, and politically savvy, she knew how to move in powerful circles, but she also knew how to hold a grudge. John's words didn't just offend her, they exposed her. She wasn't a woman seeking forgiveness. She was a woman looking to protect her image and eliminate threats to her influence. Her resentment simmered, hidden behind jeweled eyes and royal silks, waiting for the right moment. Herod Antipas was not a true king, though he liked to be called one. He was a tetrarch, ruling a fourth of his father Herod the Great's kingdom. Rome kept him on a leash, and the Jewish people never fully accepted him. He built cities, hosted feasts, and tried to win favor. But inside he was weak, torn between his fear of public backlash and his desire to please his ambitious wife. When John rebuked him, he was shaken, not just as a man, but as a ruler desperate for legitimacy. He locked John away to silence the noise. But deep down, he knew the prophet was right. Herodias had power, beauty, and position, but she didn't have peace. John's words haunted her. Every time the prophet's voice echoed from the wilderness, it struck her heart like a hammer. She didn't want repentance. She wanted revenge. Herod, on the other hand, was conflicted. He liked listening to John. Strange as it was, the ruler respected this ragged preacher. He even protected him, locking him up, yes, but refusing to kill him. Still, Herodias waited. She watched. She planned. And then, the opportunity came dressed in music and silk. It was Herod's birthday. The palace was full, wine flowed, nobles laughed, soldiers feasted, and then came the dancer, Herodias' daughter, young, graceful, beautiful. Her performance dazzled the room. Even Herod was caught under the spell. In a haze of pleasure and pride, he made a reckless promise. Ask me for anything, anything at all, even up to half my kingdom. The girl paused. She didn't know what to ask, so she turned, like any daughter might, to her mother. Herodias didn't blink. This was the moment she had waited for. Ask for the head of John the Baptist, on a platter. When the girl returned and whispered her request, Herod froze. He was stunned, sick, trapped by his own oath. He didn't want to kill John, but pride wouldn't let him back down in front of his guests. And so he gave the command. A soldier marched to the prison. A sword flashed in the shadows. The head of the prophet was brought to the banquet, not with honor, but on a platter like a trophy, given first to the girl, then to her mother. Truth still speaks. That night, the palace was filled with music and meat, laughter and lies. But in the heavens, silence. A faithful servant had fallen. John the Baptist died not for stealing, not for murder, not for rebellion, but for telling the truth. He stood for righteousness. He called out sin in high places, and he paid with his life. Yet his voice still echoes. John lost his head, but never his calling. His death marked the end of the old and the rise of the new. And though Herod kept his throne, it was John who entered eternal glory. So the next time you feel the heat for speaking the truth, remember John, and ask yourself, whose voice matters more, the crowd's applause or heaven's commendation?